We were saying in 1998, she did have deep vein thrombosis behind her knee, in her leg, and that might have been it. But now it's turning out that it's not it, and it feels much, it obviously is in her head, and that feels more worrisome, at least to the layperson.
Well, let's get an expert opinion right now. Jill, thanks very much. Joining us is Dr. David Deaton of Georgetown University School of Medicine. He's chief of vascular surgery. Dr. Deaton, thanks very much for coming in.
Absolutely.
I've been very worried ever since I heard she had a blood clot, that it was in the brain. That sounds to me, as a layperson, much more serious than if it's in her leg or someplace else.
Well, it's always serious when you get a blood clot anywhere in your vascular system. The vast majority of people, when they describe blood clot, they are referring to the legs, and I think that's what led to speculation. In the head, it's still in the venous system, and as reported, as long as she's asymptomatic, she will probably recover without any sequelae.
Without any what?
Sequelae, without any future problems.
Is there ever a need for surgery if you have a blood clot? As it says here in the statement from her doctors, a blood clot situated between the brain and the skull behind the right ear. What does that say to you?
Well, this is really within the specialty of neurosurgery, but to my knowledge, that would be very, very rare.
So how do you treat a blood clot in the brain?
Well, your body's own system has a way to break up blood clots, and so we treat with what are called blood thinners, but these are anticoagulants that change the balance in the body so the body can resolve that issue and heal itself.
So let's go through this line by line and give us your expertise. Obviously, you have not treated Hillary Clinton. You don't know the specifics, but you do know what her two doctors, Dr. Lisa Bardak and Dr. Gigi El-Bayuni, have pointed out to us in the course of a routine follow-up MRI. That's on Sunday. The scan revealed that a right transverse sinus venous thrombosis had formed. What does that mean?
The transverse sinus is one of the large veins that is draining blood from the brain to go back to the heart. So this is a low-pressure system. And just like in the leg, where we have deep vein thrombosis, this is basically deep vein thrombosis in the head rather than in the leg.
Because it says this is a clot in the vein that is situated in the space between the brain and the skull behind the right ear. So it's not necessarily right in the brain, but it's near the brain.
No, these veins travel over the surface of the brain. So this is not describing a bleed inside the parenchyma or the tissue of the brain itself.
All right, hold on one second, Doctor. I want to take a quick break, but we have a lot more to discuss. Obviously, all of us are worried about the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. She does have this blood clot in her head now, we are told. It's not in her lungs, not in her leg, as a lot of earlier the speculation had occurred. Much more of the breaking news on the Secretary of State's health right after this.